3DO.
Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to White Magic 7.
So when last we left off, I had just failed again because I'm a dang noob, and I had implemented a very poor strategy because I am a dope who did not realize certain important pieces of information. So this time we are going to try to do things a little bit better. I did not actually do the research that I should have done because I have been just devouring Persona 5 in all of my off time with my wife. We're gonna stick with same party setup.
Right.
Let's go
what could go wrong?
with,
Please. I'm your man.
Please pick me. What could pick me for your? What could go wrong?
okay, let's go. We got a
Hey, right here.
Sylvia.
Come on, pick
We
me for
got,
your party.
What was the
Hey, I take me.
this person?
Oh, come on. Choose me.
Elf is actually a very funny thing to pick for her, but it's fine. Think about it. Because elves are like kind of small and dainty now that I think about it. And Nalira is like an 8-foot tall satyr. Like, it's freaking enormous. Anyway, let's see here. Like, Nalira is actually a very physically intimidating character. I don't really think of her that way usually because, like, from a mechanical perspective, she's not that physically intimidating. She's, you know, no, this is, these are the wrong.
I'm your man.
What do I want?
Choose me.
Tempted to make Ashcore a goblin.
You have to choose me.
Choose me.
Should I do it? Should I just be, like, dirty?
How about
Pick me.
Actually, should I actually pick
choose? Pick me. You want to run?
Choose
optimized
me.
setup? That would be kind of fun.
You need
I've
to
never
stop.
used
How about
that,
me?
so
Please
let's
pick me.
put that nice.
You need
Pick me. Choose me.
I actually don't think I've ever used the
You
female
have to
goblins.
choose me.
Now that I think about it. I don't think I've used either of the female goblin models.
I'm the one you
I
want.
have to use these voices. Now that I think
You
about it.
have to choose me.
Okay, I could use her. I just have to change her voice. You can change the voice in this one. I don't know why it never occurred to me to change the voice. So we could have 2 goblins and goblin female. Who's a female troll? Ugh. Like, I don't need a female troll. I can go with Lyric's wife's name. I built up all these characters years ago, and I don't remember them all because I haven't actually ended up getting around to using them. Because I have I do have a rogue character who is oh my god, what is the name of that species? Oh god. I don't remember the names of the species in my own books at this point. That's not great. I guess technically in my manuscript for the next book, not for the current one, I guess. Excuse me. Why aren't you working? Excuse you. What is going on here? Am I crazy? I'm not crazy, right? This is supposed to work. It's on a different button, is it? No, it's on. Have I gone completely insane? Why can't I press plus? Give me a sec. Okay, so for whatever reason this completely broke. So now I have to restart this. That's fine though. So not cleric. You are knight. You will be. What was the other one that I was doing? You're going to be thief. You are going to be. You're already set up. So for her,
Choose me.
just have to change her over by 1. Cleric is going to be.
Come on, pick me for your. What could go wrong?
Oh, actually, I wasn't using
Choose
her for
me.
silver. I was using her for silver. Now I remember. Now I remember why I was changing her voice.
Pick me for your party. Pick me.
Alright, I'll go with her. Let's see. Hey, Leroy. Yeah, I used to play this series a lot, and I used to play more Might and Magic 6, but I've played through Might and Magic 7 a few times. I'm kind of coming back to it because, honestly, I'm in the middle of doing both Final Fantasy 7 and doing Persona 5 again with my wife. And so I don't really have the mental energy to focus on doing, interesting and new things with my stream. So instead I'm being like, oh, well, I'll just play Might and Magic 7 and have fun with it. And it turns out that just playing something and having fun with it is a good idea. Imagine that. Right, so,
You need a strong warrior like myself.
unfortunately, I cannot remember the name of that
You have
character.
to choose me. Please pick me.
Definitely
Pick
don't
me.
want that voice.
Pick me.
Please choose me.
Oh, come on. Pick me.
Pick me.
Choose me.
I'll go with her. I think we're...
Pick me for your party.
Pick me.
Right, gotcha. Let's see. Yeah, when I was young, the first game that in the series that I played was 6. And I played that a ton. And then I loaned it out to a friend and didn't see it for years. I moved to Singapore. And when I was visiting with my wife from Singapore back to the town that I hadn't visited in probably 8 years at that point, because my parents didn't live there either anymore. But I visited there for a couple of days, and I ended up seeing an old friend from high school. Actually, it's more of a friend from middle school. I knew him in high school as well, but we had kind of grown apart. And he's like, oh, by the way, you know that game you loaned me back when we were teenagers, when you were 15? I still have it. Do you want that back? And I'm like, yes, I would actually like that back. I've been wanting to replay 6 for a million years. So I actually ended up playing 7 more than I played 6, even though 6 was the first one that I got, because 7 was the only one that I had left. And I did also eventually get 8. I just didn't like 8 as much as I liked 7 and 6. I like creating the full party, but now there's like a full party mod for 8, so you can actually create your full party of characters, which I actually really like. Okay, so anyway, why did I just pump her int? Let's not do that. Okay, so we don't need to drop her dinger. Yeah, well, the funny thing is that I got it back, and then nowadays I don't even, like, I'm going to use my disk copy. Does this thing even have, my new computer does not even have a CD drive. So, like, I'm not going to end up using it at any point, but it's all good. Okay, so this can be, I'm debating whether Ash will kill me for making him a goblin, but you know what? It sucks to be you, Ash. You're a goblin now. You're going to actually be an optimal race. Haha, you don't get to be a stinking elf anymore. Let's see here. Ashford is a friend of mine who I always make my knight because, for a lot of reasons, but I really love the character. Let's see here. Yes, I stole my friend's character to put in my books. That's just how I roll. Let's see here. Who will this be? If it was a paladin, it would be an easy in, because I could use set a goblin as there. You know what I could do? I was talking about how it's kind of weird to make Nalira an elf. I actually am going to change her out. I'm going to make her the goblin.
Choose pick.
Pick me.
I think this will work really well. So the thief
You
won't
need
be
a strong war.
a goblin.
Please don't leave. Pick me.
I could actually make
I'll
the
be
thief
helpful.
a dwarf. Because then I'll have someone to dump all the speed barrels on. The problem is accuracy penalty is a big penalty. The early game accuracy is really important. Speed only becomes relevant a little bit later in the game, so you have the ability to... Well, it's still relevant actually because AC matters for determining how much damage you take. So I don't think I can really
How about
use a
me?
dwarf.
Please
I don't
choose
think
me.
the dwarf is going to make sense for me.
Hey,
Pick me.
Choose me.
But let's see here.
choose me.
What do I want for my thief? If I go 3 goblins, then I'm going in way too ultra try hard. Which is actually, that's funny to say for me because I'm the ultimate try hard, but that's beside the point. Did I actually change your voice?
Please pick me. You have. Please don't leave.
Take me.
I want in.
Please choose me.
I
Pick me.
pick me for your party.
Pick me.
I was on the elves. I actually... That's a good question. I don't actually know what I normally go with. Like, it depends on... I think that nowadays, now that I'm doing live streaming, I typically fluctuate back and forth. So my most recent run was a dark side run, so this run's going to be a light side run. But it basically just comes down to what the party build is. So when I go dark side, I'm usually experimenting with my party. Because I think light side is kind of actively hostile to playing with your party. Because light magic is so good. And dark side is more like, well, you're going to be in for a rough time anyway, so you might as well just experiment to do whatever the heck you want. Let's see here. So my next dark side party is going to be full hybrids, just for the heck of it. So the hardest casters I'm going to have are a paladin and an archer, because the archer will eventually get access to the fly spell, which is important. But yeah, that's going to be rough once I get into the Titan Stronghold. But I guess it's always rough when I get into the Titan Stronghold. I still don't know what I'm going to call this thief. I don't know what race the thief is going to be. I could make Larrick, but I can't make Larrick because this guy is like the Hot Goblin, and the Hot Goblin is... I mean, Larrick is this sort of flamboyant bard character. I can't really make him. I guess I could make Ashcore just a human, like a... Actually, I guess I could do that. There's no reason for the knight to be the... Yeah, let's just do that. That makes things easy.
You need to pick me. Choose me.
So make this Larrick, and let's find the most like flamboyant voice we can find.
I'm your man. Tally ho. Choose me.
Please. Come on, pick me.
Hey, right here, Chief.
How about me?
I won't let you down.
How about me? You need a strong...
I'm your man.
None of these are really...
Tally ho. I'm your man.
I am the one you need.
I'm your man.
I'll go with this guy for this one.
How about...
Please
Pick me.
Come on.
choose me.
Pick me.
What could don't get
Choose me. Tally ho. You want to ride high? Ride with me.
Please.
I'm your man.
So this is the Tallyho guy. These are not my friend's D&D characters, though I guess technically Ashcore is also a D&D character. But no, Silria is a character from my setting. Ashcore is in my setting, but he was originally a friend's character because he was friends with me when I was in the process of creating my setting, and his character ended up in there. Larrick is a wholly self-created character who I don't use very much, but I really like. As a character, he hasn't really showed up in any of the books, and he's not even in the manuscript for the next book. Whereas, so Silria and Nalira and Ashcore are already in the existing books. Larrick is not even really in the cards yet. But yeah, I don't really have a lot of characters that are actually my friends' characters exactly. Outside of Ashcore, the only other character that is even related to a friend's character is Aldrea. And Aldrea is so completely unrecognizable from the original character of my friends that the two of us sort of came up with together. That basically there's just no connective tissue there to that. Like, I don't know that that person would even recognize that this character was originally a different character that had a totally different personality and different stuff, because the character sort of changed over the years, including their name. So it would be interesting, actually, because I don't talk to that friend anymore. That was like a friend from high school. It would be interesting if I were to like talk to her again, to be like, hey, can you figure out which of my characters is actually that character of yours from way back when? Do you think you could figure it out? I think that would actually be a lot of fun, as just a little thing to do. So we're going up to 17 with them. I don't want to pump their might too much, because it's a stat that we can get out of the barrels. And we only have 2 characters who will benefit from the barrels right now. So, do I want this much accuracy at the cost of speed on these characters? Yes, I do, I think. Alright, so what's this one? Gonna give her a little bit of extra accuracy, because she can't really do the thinger. Hey, Astro Kitty. Yeah, I'm starting again. I'm puttering around today. I have been kind of half-assing it, because I've been spending like all of my time with my wife, because my wife's home, and the time that I'm not spending with my wife is time basically that she's recording. And it turns out that we don't have a house where 2 people can be recording at the same time. And she's recording lectures for her students, and I'm recording videos of me playing a video game for the internet. And one of those 2 things is more important than the other. And I do apologize, but you guys are less important than my students, at least with regard to the content that I make for you guys. As individuals, you're all very special and unique and very important. It's just not the content that I'm making is not the same degree of importance there. So let's go with air and water, and we don't need to... Actually, did I want to pick up identify item? There was some weird strat I was going with, right? She's got mind and spirit. That's definitely the correct choice. Actually, is it though? I could drop mind in favor of learning, and that saves me money. Yeah, let's do that. That's what I was planning on doing. Okay, so that's done. We have spear. We could get chain. Excuse me, it's valuable to get chain. No. Bad arc. Okay, we are not making a party with a cleric and a sorcerer as our 2 female characters, because that's not going to work out well for us. So, important thing to know about the end game of Might and Magic 7. I was just talking about how, like, making too many goblins is like fucking try-harding. Whatever. Don't care. The 2 characters that I have are female right now. The strongest enemies in the game exclusively target female characters. So, no. We're not doing the 2 lowest HP characters being female and everyone else being male. So, Ashcore, we can keep you. If I split the damage between 3 targets, then... I'm not sure if it's all the Titans or if it's only certain tiers of Titan that do it. I guess I can check it. Let's see. I'll just go check it. Which tiers of Titan do that, because it's easy to check. So that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I think it's all Titans, but I'm not positive, so I am checking. So preferred enemy is female for the base Titans. Storm Titans, preferred enemy female. And Blood Titans, preferred enemy female. Yep. So for whatever reason, the Titans just don't like girls, which from a lore perspective, not really clear why that's the case, considering that, they seemed equally likely to eat male and female offspring. But, whatever. Though I guess if they targeted specifically gods, then they'd be targeting just Silria, which makes it even worse. So the question here is, do I actually want to make Aldrea instead of Ash? I think I do. I think I'm going to use Aldrea instead.
Please.
What could
Choose me.
pick me?
Aldrea
Pick me.
would be-
Choose.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Choose me.
Pick me.
Okay, so I have that voice on her already.
Choose me.
Okay, let's just... This is going to be confusing. I can't use this voice.
Choose me.
This character. We're going to make Aldrea this character because back in the day, I
Pick me.
always used this for Silria, back before I actually developed the character.
Pick
I'm
me
not a
for
very
your party.
visual person, so I didn't canonically have any of the physical attributes of Silria set until much later in my life. So that this character
Me. What could go
here
wrong?
was just sort of my default
Pick me for your party.
because the portrait looks better there than the others. And then it turned out that Silria actually does have darker skin, which means that I was using the wrong character model the entire time. I like how it's like it turns out it's like I made the character. I decided what their appearance is, but that's beside the point. It's beside the point. I don't know what you're talking about. What does me being the one who makes these decisions have to do with anything? So we're gonna make Aldrea as a knight. Now, it's tempting, and I think this is beneficial in some cases and in some contexts. It can be very beneficial to have one female character and to have that female character be your knight. If you're doing party building, I kind of recommend it almost. The issue is that if you make only one female character and have that female character be your knight, you do run into the problem that the amount of damage that's dealt by the spark spell that the Titans do is so overwhelmingly high if it's all targeting just one person that even your knight, who has a just gigantic amount of HP to play with, could be very easily one-shot by a Titan. So when you're building your party, it is beneficial to spread the love a bit. I would not say that it's a good idea to make your sorcerer female. I think your sorcerer should be male. I'm not going to change who my sorcerer is because I don't really want to come up with a male sorcerer to play with, and I really love Nilira as a character, so I'm using Nilira, so... I do optimization in many ways, in many places, in order to ensure that I don't have to optimize in other places. That's how I interact with optimization. I interact with optimization by only doing it occasionally and in places that need it. So we can do this. I think this is the setup that I had before. I like having identify item off the bat. This way I can spend all of my points on learning. It should work pretty well. We've got Merchant on the Thief, which will reduce the cost for getting learning later. We could get Disarm Trap, but we don't need it. There's no actual traps on the initial island, so we can pick up Disarm Trap when we're actually getting access to the thingers. That being said, what do I want? I could pick up Sword. Sword is pretty good. Sword will dramatically improve the damage output of a thief, but we do have Might, so we don't necessarily... It's not necessarily that important, to be perfectly honest. I could pick up Leather, but I don't think Leather is a good skill to pick up at the start, generally. I can pick up the Sword skill if I need it, so I might be best off picking up Disarm, just so that I don't have to pick it up in the second town. And if I do run into a good sword, I can pick it up. The issue is the daggers are really, really trash. I think I'm going to be doing that. And yes to Merchant on the Thief over the Cleric. Now, the intention is not for me to be pushing Merchant on the Thief. But basically, when you're looking at your initial skill list, so to respond to Astro Kitty, asking about Merchant on the Thief, I'm not good at the whole reading off of the the chat and then answering. I just respond and hope people know who I'm talking to. But yeah, the way that I do the builds at the beginning is it's very focused on the first island and what skills I want to pick up on the first island and how I want to optimize for that. So one of the things that I think, for my purpose, that I like to get at the very beginning, I don't think it's important, but I think that it fits with who I am as a person. I like to get learning on every character as fast as possible. That means I need to save up 3,000 gold. And the other thing is that every character is eventually going to have Merchant. So the Cleric right now has Spirit and Learning because learning is more important than Mind Magic, even though Mind Magic gives you more money at the start. So the total value of the Spirit Magic skill, for instance, is the value of the skill itself, which is 1,000, and then the value of the 2 spell books that you get, which is about a few hundred, right? You get a few hundred out of that. So magic skills are objectively the most valuable in terms of the amount of money that you don't have to spend later. But the key is that it matters when you have to spend that money. So with Mind Magic, I could ignore Mind Magic for half the game and not really care. Like, I could almost completely ignore it as a skill. I can pick up the skill at some point and then buy 2 spell books. Do I even need 2, or do I just need 1? I need Cure Insanity. Is there another book that I need? I don't even know. I don't remember any other Mind Magic that's important. So you could pretty much completely ignore Mind Magic for most of the game, which means that until you get access to Cure Insanity, you don't need Mind Magic at all. So I'm in no rush. Whereas learning is something that you want to pick up as soon as possible, especially since you're killing the dragon. And all these other skills are thinger. Telekinesis is great. I don't let myself use it to open chests because one of the restrictions on my run is that I can only open a chest if I can disarm the trap on it. So for my purposes, I need to have disarm, and you can't disarm with telekinesis. That is a good point. That telekinesis is good. It's just that for my runs, it isn't. Is something off with the... Oh, that's a good question. It's having difficulty focusing. I mean, my shirt's disappearing because my shirt's disappearing. I'm actually surprised that the shirt is disappearing more. The shirt is actually green. And it's a similar green to the back. But so anyway, so the reason that I'm picking up Merchant on the Thief is because Merchant gives you the ability for all the future skills to cost less. And everybody's going to have Merchant eventually. And giving the Merchant right off the bat just is more cost effective than picking up a 500 gold skill. If I had access to learning, I would give the Thief learning instead, but I don't have access to learning here. All these skills are 500 skills, and there's just not really much reason to get any of the others over Merchant. I guess I could pick up Alchemy if I wanted, but that seems like way more work. I don't think that I could get the same value out of Alchemy easily. But with Alchemy, what I could do, hypothetically, is I could take all the potions and things that I get at the beginning, combine them together, and then sell them, which might be worth more than getting Merchant. But from a practical perspective, it's not worth it. So part of what I'm doing is trying to optimize for getting the right skills and the right things at the beginning, and part of it is optimizing just for the financial value of the skills. This is not going to be the bad party. This is going to be the light side party. The dark side party is going to be a full hybrid run. So, and until I figured out how to get through this early stage with regeneration, there's no way on earth that I'm going to try to get through this early stage with a bunch of hybrids who won't get access to regeneration immediately. That full hybrid run is actually going to be really difficult. The difference between having a druid and having a paladin for my self-user, I had completely forgotten about the thinger. So we're off to see the wizard, and we are ready to.
Can't wait to cast. A new spell. Great.
Give it to someone else. I can't use it.
Ooh, air resistance. That's going to be really useful for her. The one thing that you can do that's very nice for
I learned it.
if you are going to
I
stack
can't wait to
things.
use this.
Oh, unarmed skill +1. This would be really good if I had a monk, actually. Okay, yes, I am running with a challenge rule set. If you look in the description, Astro Kitty, most of the rules are on the list down there. But the basic gist is that I'm not allowed to rest. I'm not allowed to use any bows or crossbows. I usually say ranged weapons, but I do technically occasionally use a spell to pick off a target, and that is technically ranged. And I would say that a fireball is a weapon. Don't at me. Actually, at me all you want. I could use the extra. I could use the argument. But yeah. So that's the basic gist. So the way that I will be regenerating resources over the course of the run is through training. But at the same time, when training, every time I train, I have to train all the way up to full, which means that I do legitimately have to actually level up sufficiently to get, excuse me, to the, I need to get a full level each time I'm going to actually, that was stupid. I shouldn't have put the luck on the knight. I should have put the luck on the sorcerer. It's fine. Let's see here. It's kind of similar to the Salt Core run. The Salt Core run is more of a roguelike run, where you're turning the game into like a different experience every time.
Welcome to the
in
end
some
game.
ways, at least based off of what the Salt Core run looked like the last time I saw it, in some ways the Salt Core run is less extreme than my rule set, and in other ways it's more extreme than my rule set. I used to do a lot more reloading back in the day, but as I've gotten better, so I don't have like really hard, fast restrictions on reloading. And do I still have the punishments thing back down there? I haven't been able to do punishments because I'm actually exercising regularly, and it'll mess with my with my workout routine if I start doing a bunch of like push-ups or burpees or anything. I don't know how long a typical run takes. A typical run of NM7 hasn't taken very long recently because I keep screwing it up and having to restart. So this is going to be my third attempt to actually get through Harmondale because I keep screwing it up. But it's not probably as long as you might expect, considering that I have to kill everything in the game. But it is a full clear of the entire game, so it takes quite a while. It's not in any way, shape, or form a whatchamacallit. It's not in any way, shape, or form a speed run. I like speed runs, and I have a lot of respect for speedrunners, but it requires way too much precision and memory, and I have ADHD, so get out. People do speedrun the Might and Magic series. So there's two different types of speedruns, and I guess there's three. So the first is absolute like time in like real world time type speedruns. And then there is speed runs where you're trying to complete the game as soon as possible in game, like on the in-game calendar. So, like, I think that someone had like a solo night where they beat the game in like 4 days or something like that with a level 1 night. That's really cool, and the entire like run is like, I don't know, like 30 minutes or something as well. Like, it's not like it's not a speedrun in a classic sense as well. God damn it. Oh man, that's... Alright, well, it's fine. I usually don't have to actually zone out of here to get that, but I'm not going to be able to get back down. I'm going to have to reset it.
Let's become more interesting.
Okay, so these things don't have anything dangerous they can do to me, except, you know, overwhelm me with damage. There's actually more of these than I thought left, so... I need to jump in there quick to make sure that I got that. Okay, I think you're... Okay, where's that? So we got these down. And I don't use the mouse look. The mouse look would actually be really nice for this, but I do not have the things. Does Singapore have any pests? Yeah, every country has pests. It doesn't have... It doesn't have that many, honestly. It does have pests, but I'd say the pest populations for every pest is rather considerably under control. I do have ants that come in occasionally, but it's pretty rare that we get ants. So Singapore is like a massive metropolitan. And it's a metropolitan in a dengue zone. So, because it's in a dengue zone, basically they fog the city regularly to kill the mosquitoes. And fogging the city to kill the mosquitoes also kills pretty much not all the other bugs. It kills a lot of other bugs. It's not just the mosquitoes. So... the populations of other types of bugs are not very high in the sort of like...
We'll have to lose an item.
The sort of residential areas. If that makes any sense? Yeah. So... And they regularly fog the garbage chutes for the for roaches as well. So they do have roaches, right? But the roaches generally are relatively low population, and the roaches are more like palmetto bugs than German cockroaches. So German cockroaches are the small cockroaches that people usually think of when they think of roaches. That are, you know, they're big for an insect, but they're not big for a roach. German cockroaches are small roaches. And those are the type where if you see one in your house, you have 1,000 in your house, right? Like, that's the way that German cockroaches work. That's the way that they're that you should think about German cockroaches.
Welcome to the Air Guild.
You don't really get German cockroaches much in Singapore. Probably because the palmetto bugs eat them. I don't actually know what the local ones are called. Palmetto bugs are the roaches that you get in Florida. And Florida does have both German cockroaches and palmetto bugs. But the local palmetto bug is like this big. Like, they're huge. A palmetto bug, they're not usually this big, but they can be this big. The roaches here in Singapore are usually about half that size. They're maybe like this big on average, which is still a big bug. There aren't any giant beetles in the towns, Because there's just I think that it has to do with the in the towns. In the city, there's really not a lot in terms of big bugs. The big bug, one of the reasons probably for the fact that there aren't very many bugs in Singapore generally is actually because all the bugs are so huge that they can't really live in an urban environment because the holes that they need to be in just don't exist. There's no big gaping wounds that size, like hanging out between trees and under random objects and things like that is very easy if you have a lot of big stuff that you can hide under for a bug. But for a really large bug to hang out in the city, man, it just doesn't work. So what ends up happening is instead of having the gigantic beetles and like the spiders here are like this fucking big, they're enormous spiders. But what that means in practice is that there aren't any spiders in Singapore because they're all in the jungle. Because if you go to the parks and stuff like that, you'll occasionally be able to see the nephilas. Nephilas are the major spiders. You have the occasional hunting spider that you'll see, just like little tiny hunting spiders, not the really big hunting spiders that you might see in other places. But like the sort of mid-size insects and arachnids, I think that the mid-size insects and arachnids got kind of outcompeted back when the place was a jungle by the really big ones. And in the actual city, those big ones can't survive. So instead, you just don't have any except for like the really, really tiny ones. And even the really tiny ones are really rare. I'm on the second floor, which is like bug central. And there's basically no bugs. Right? Most people live on the 13th floor. We do occasionally get ants because occasionally ants will get into the planters because people have in the shared space outside, people have planters where they grow, whatever random crap they want to grow, like flowers or some people grow like stuff to eat, right? Just like as a hobby. And so some people have that kind of stuff growing out there as well. But yeah. Urban selection is like super interesting. Like it is interesting to see like the way that it affects things because depending on like where you are in the world, you end up seeing really weird stuff going on. Okay, let's see. And yeah, Singapore is a city, so like the entire country is a city. I live in the boondocks, but to give you an idea of what the boondocks means in Singapore, I see more people
I don't know.
in a day in Singapore
I can't identify
than I would
I can't
probably
identify
see
this.
in like a month in America. Just flat out. And I'm saying America generally. Obviously, if I was in New York or something, if I ever lived there, then New York has a dense population as well. And I would probably, depending on where I lived in New York is probably more dense. No, if I lived in New York and I was in the more dense parts of New York, you would compare those to the more dense parts of Singapore. And the more dense parts of Singapore are a hell of a lot more dense than the more dense parts of New York. Oh, this is the wrong way for now. I need to be kind of quick. I wasted a bunch of time. This is back to me, actually. I'm talking about being quick and efficient, but I go the wrong way. Nice. So yeah, Singapore is pretty densely populated, so the way that I like to describe it is, so the population of Minnesota lives in Singapore. Oh shit, what was going on? Why was I getting... Was there an extra one hitting me? Okay, what is going on with me right now? I am not with it at all. I apologize. I don't have any excuse for how badly I'm playing right now. Okay, we got a couple behind us. This is exactly the kind of bullshit that we don't want to have happen. We do not want to get poisoned. If I play badly enough that I get poisoned here, I might actually reload for that. I will probably reload for that if I get poisoned. Because I don't want to have to restart the run later because I just played like shit at the very start here. Like, that thing got an attack off. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? That other one almost got an attack off there.
No, what a piece of junk.
What on earth is going on with me? Sorry. Let's see here. So yeah. Singapore is very, very metropolitan, and there isn't really a suburban. I legitimately live in one of the, like, the place that I live is considered to be in the middle of nowhere, and it's like a 10-minute car ride to get to, like, one of the most urban environments in the world. And I live in, again, I live in the boondocks. And I live in a 13-story apartment complex that is surrounded by other 13-story apartment complexes. So that gives you an idea of just how metropolitan Singapore is. Is the heartland of Singapore is you know, some serious madness.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
God, and let's see here.
Yes.
And let's see. Boop. All set. All set. We good. We got this. Okay, we got a ring. And we still have 3 hours to go. I forgot to pick up the haste thing. The haste thing should have helped me right here. Wow. Okay. Then misses. Okay, so you guys I think are coming at me. You're just confused right now. Okay, and we're set. Okay, so we've dealt with all except a couple, I guess, of the thingers. There was a spider that got killed there, unfortunately. I do need to remember to kill that thing over there. It's 2:26. We got so much time. You know why we got so much time? Because I screwed up my kite, so I was just sort of brute forcing everything. That's why I have so much. Alright, so my goal here is to get all of my quests turned in and all that jazz. And you.
I wish I could help.
Boop, and let's run this up. I need the catalysts. Catalysts don't increase the value of potions.
There's no
and
space.
I don't use consumables, so.
What a piece of junk.
What a piece of junk.
No room.
Got an axe here. I can probably just sell the axe.
There's no space.
The axe isn't going to compare to the spear. Can rogues use axes? Might be able to. Alright, save the game. How much time do we have? We got a few hours. Not amazing.
Greetings.
Deal with it. Your hat, please. I think, I'm going to keep my hat. So, interestingly enough, I think when he does this, he doesn't actually become aggro. Yeah, he himself does not actually become aggro. It's just his friend that becomes aggro. So, he doesn't become aggro until you hit his friend, and that's when he aggros. So, Sal is actually kind of weirdly programmed in that way. It might be deliberate, because he might be, like, just letting his buddy do the job. Like, he might be sicking his thugs on you. But Also, you can just hang out in the corner there. Your sanctuary fireballs. Wow, that escalated quickly. Okay. So, moving right along, we are ready to head out of here, and we can turn in most of these quests now. We still need to pick up the loot. We probably have time. Do we want to pick up the meditation skill first? I guess it doesn't matter. We don't need to pick up the meditation skill first. We can pick it up later. The other thing that I want to check, though, actually, we do want to check one thing. We are going to pop over here, grab the loot. But we want... I think we have time for this, so we're gonna just rush over here. Can I... There's a speed-up mechanic in this game, isn't there? Didn't they add one in the Thinger patch? Do I want to take Malwick's wand? Just so that I can fight the fire. Nah, I'll do it on my dark side runs, but I'm not going to do it on the light side run. Okay, we're picking up Fire Aura. So we're set on Fire Aura. We don't need to worry about Fire Aura later on. That's really great. In addition, this red dragon that you'd think
I can't wait to use
would be
this.
immune. F2. Okay, I will start doing that once I get myself to a position where it's appropriate. Let's pick up our loot.
Greetings.
Okay, everybody has the learning skill. We're popping back to deliver all the ingredients. I'm not going to get the extra hat.
Duke of the Western Lowland.
Okay, do I not have a rip potion?
That was lucky.
His Grace, Lord Markham, Duke of the
Like,
Western
it's like,
Lowland.
what's taking you so long? Why didn't you, do the thing? Okay, we got the missing contestants quest, and now we have a bit of time left. We are ready to train to level 3. We are not eligible for... Okay, we're gonna see if I have time. I just realized that there's that thing back there that I've technically not murdered. I want to murder it because I want to have all of these dead so that I can kill another wave of them, which might be enough to get me to level 5. The dragon eats people, apparently. Okay, now we just need to get back over there. It's not 5 o'clock. We're not going to be running it. It's not going to be 5 o'clock by the time we get there. I'm going to go ahead and double speed. Back to normal, and there we go.
Training? That's the ticket. That's the ticket.
So, we're now level 3, and I have to make some decisions here. I can pick up... I can increase my Identify Item skill, and I think I'm going to... We're going to pop Identify up to 4.
What a piece of
That'll
junk.
allow me to
I can't
identify a decent portion of the crap that I have on me, including a spiked mace, which we can do this to. We have,
Listen, I don't
we have
know.
a magic dagger. Well, not
What a
magic
piece
dagger,
of
but
junk.
this is a +2, so this is going to probably be worth it.
There's
for
no
now.
space.
The
can't
accuracy
identify
is
that.
probably going to be more important than the raw damage for right this second.
I
Anything
can't
else
There's no
identify this.
space.
Let's identify this crap.
I don't know.
Cannot? Okay, well then. Do I want to pick up the shield skill
I wish I could help.
for her?
I'm not sure what it is.
Can I pick up the chain skill for her? So she has 1695. I think I'm going to go to do the thing. Well, the thing is that when you're looking at a dragon, because a dragon can fly, and canonically speaking, dragons spend a lot of their time sleeping. So, while the dragon has only ever eaten the contestants the one time, there's a few different things of that. So, the dragon may not spend a lot of time here, right? If you talk to the various townspeople around, you get the impression that the dragon's
Wish I
kind of
could
been
help.
here a while in the sense, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it spends a lot of time actually here. But the hunting range of something like a big predator tends to be enormous, and a dragon is so huge that the hunting range of a dragon is going to be measured
Need a new
in
weapon?
many, many miles. So that dragon could be eating like sea serpents that are at nowhere near where we are right now, or it could be going to some like continent nearby. There's a huge number of places that it could be going to do different stuff. This could even be just a place that it hangs out when it's in a rest
I can't
period.
identify this.
There's a lot of
Thanks.
ways to think about the way that a dragon would do stuff. I don't think that a dragon would be hunting whales, because dragons generally are pretty they're big and heavy and they're flying creatures. It's not terribly common for a flying creature to have an easy time just sort of jumping into the water. Like, going in the water tends to not end well for like flying critters. When do I want to pick up merchant on everybody? I don't need it yet, but I'll need it eventually, probably. Okay, I did not get the haste, which I probably don't need the haste. We will get the Day of the Gods pedestal activated. The only issue is that because I do have a cleric, I have to deal with the fact that the cleric's going to be solo targeted by the stupid dragon. Life is sad. Let's see. I don't have a fire resistance item right now. And giving anybody else HP doesn't really help me at all, but we can do it anyway. And do we want... Yes, so we are going to pump a point into the fire magic skill, and we are going to go take out our dragon here. So we need to have expert body magic pretty much immediately. The question is, do I then want to put more points into meditation, or do I want to put more points? I think I want to put the points in meditation. If I can get 4 points in meditation, that's 4 levels worth of experience. Sorry, of spell points. And that's going to be really useful. The bless bonuses are also kind of nice, but I'm not really going to have the mana to spend on it anyway. So I got the fire, I got the thing. So before we go in here, we are going to... Actually, we're not. We don't need to cast our buffs yet, because first we need to kill the thingers. I'm hoping that I'll be able to one-shot the dragon. But based off of how badly I'm playing today and how badly I've played on previous playthroughs recently, I guess the dragon particularly, I don't think it's terribly likely. Oh, Jesus! You are coming straight at me, buddy. Okay, fine. It's fine.
Ow!
No, go ahead. Will you please? No. How funny would it be if I got a disease from rats? Okay, there we go. So we've taken out the rats, and we are going to just rotate around, grab this, and we're gonna load out. We are going to pop over here. We're going to cast all 4 of our fire auras first. And then we will get into business. Okay, that's done. Now, do we want to cast our blesses? Yes. So we're going to cast all of our buffs, and then we will jump in here. The music for the Final Fantasy. The music for the Final Fantasy series is amazing too. But yeah, the music for this series is amazing. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop Detect Life, because why the hell not? I want to see what this thing's max HP is. Because I don't even remember. So this thing has 1300 max HP. Alright. So we're just going to pop in there.
Ow!
Oh, wow, that was an instant fail. So I got lucky enough that I didn't die there. Yeah, I don't know why I'm playing so badly lately. I could heal Silveria back up, but there's really no reason. A lot of reason to. Okay, it's in running mode. It's below 10%. Okay, so we actually one-shot the dragon, which I wasn't expecting to do, but we did. The previous 2 times I got unlucky, and the first time the dragon hit me, it actually killed me. And I am not very consistent. Consistency is not my strong suit. So, ooh, that's a nice looking shield, actually.
I don't know.
That's not too bad as a reward. Alright, so we've killed the dragon. We got a decent bit of experience off of that. Oh, right, we do still have the shield to turn in. So I think we will get to level 5. I think we're going to get to level 5. I could be wrong. Maybe you only get 1,000 experience, in which case I might not. But we do still have these guys over here to kill. It's not going to be a full pack of them. The second set is smaller. Do we still have Flame Aura? Yeah, we do. Flame Aura lasts a really long time, so... Oh, that's why she was doing more... I was wondering, like, why is Drea doing more damage from the passion was? It's like, oh, because I have the boosted fire damage. We have plenty of time, because all we did was kill one dragon. This is a pretty good set of enemies, actually. This is a pretty large pack. Usually I get... it feels like more of like half of the pack for each of those 2 packs, and then none of the others respawn. So, it's not too shabby. Let's take a look here. I am going to be 10 XP away. I guarantee you. It's going to be 1,000 experience, and I'm going to be, like, a sliver away, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's just sad. Actually, there is something I could do about it. If I decided to do that, it would be a little cheesy.
His Grace, Lord Markham.
Overall, it would hurt me, though, so it might be worth doing. So I have like a sliver of experience left to level. So the question is... I already killed the dragonfly that got away. I went into the zone and then went out. So I did actually get the dragonfly. The difference between this one and the previous run is the previous run I had a lot more strong spiders. This one I didn't have any strong spiders. So the question here... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to train now. I'm going to kill the things, and then you all can hold me to this. I'm going to murder the other thingers that are out there. Do I want to pump my meditation? Yes, I do. this is going to give me a massive increase to my mana pool. And now we are going to go re-kill those thingers over there. So once we've re-killed those, and I'm going to pick up the Day of the Gods thing because it'll actually speed this up, I think. I cannot actually get all of those in one go. I need to pick up the meditation skill on her. Actually, it's kind of funny. Because I need her to be able to cast Flame Aura at least once per party member. It's so funny. She has no intelligence right now. Her hint is so bad. Let's see here. What is her penalty right now? It's like minus... Yeah, it's like... Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's a pretty big penalty. I think it's probably like, what, -3 or 4? So she's basically got the mana pool of a level 2 sorcerer or something like that with 11 int. Okay, I could pick up the fire resistance thing, but I don't really need it, so I'm not going to bother. I'm going to bop over here, and I'm not going to waste the time training here. I don't really try to minimize the amount of time that I'm spending in like game terms, but in this particular case, I'm going to try to only level up when I hit level 6.
Cute. Ow.
So I might be able to do it. I might not. We'll just have to see. But we're just killing these, and then we're heading to Armandale.
Ow.
So part of the restriction on the run is I have to murder every enemy, and the problem is these things respawn, just make themselves a nuisance. Come on, friends. Come to me, friendly friends, it's time for you to die. There we go. Let's see. More a vanilla kind of guy? What do you mean by that? Let's see. Okay, we've got 5,000 EXP that we need to get. So, where do I want to get that in this place? We got...
The Guild of the Spirit welcomes you.
Let's pick up the meditation skill, because that is actually going to be important for her. I should probably not have done that, that's fine. The base game for these games, there are quite a lot of weird bugs. I did do the whatchamacallit. The first runs that I did of this series, I did do some of those like totally vanilla. I forgot to get the merchant skill before I started picking up skills, so whoopsies.
Do you need healing?
Let's see. But the Greyface patch really does fix a lot of really major problems that exist with the sort of like baseline mechanics.
Whoa.
And makes a lot of things work just fundamentally a lot better.
I can't identify that.
So I always do the first run.
I don't know.
In vanilla for pretty much any game.
I'm not
but
sure what
when
it
it comes to this series,
I don't know.
I eventually end up using the
don't.
Greyface patch because
I don't know.
it's just so good. There's just a lot of stuff that
I
it
don't know.
fixes. The first run of the game, I actually had the ability. So one thing that's kind of interesting, actually, is that one of the bugs that gets fixed in the Greyface patch actually makes my life harder in Might and Magic 6. So Might and Magic 6, the added damage from things. So if you see, I have 1 to 6 fire damage. This wasn't actually fire damage in Might and Magic 6 because the way that it calculated extra damage that was added, the extra damage didn't go through the resistance filter. And because it didn't go through that filter, even enemies that were immune to fire would still take damage from a spiked mace of fire. which meant that you could basically damage things with elements that they were completely immune to. And what that actually meant is that there's a creature in the game that is impervious to every type of damage except blasters. There's literally no way to hurt it except with blasters. And in the baseline game, because of the fact that you can bypass immunities with elemental weapons, you could actually defeat that enemy with pure melee damage and actually get that done. And it's not actually possible outside of a vanilla game.
I wish I could help. I can't identify this.
But overall, the Gray Face patch has a lot that is just...
Come in, come in.
There's a lot of benefits using the Gray Face patch. Let's see here. There's a lot of like minor inconsistencies and various things that say they do one thing and they don't actually do that thing, and it's just a bunch of nonsense.
Welcome aboard!
Let's see.
Congratulations, my friends. Your new castle is located in Harmondale, a peaceful village.
Yeah, the basic gist is that they just completely bypass the resistance check entirely in the base game.
Though there are many privileges to being the lord of this estate, there are many responsibilities as well. Public safety, for example. And I almost forgot. Goblins have taken an interest in your new lands. I'm sure brave adventurers such as yourselves will have no trouble with them. So, enjoy your new home. May you rule your lands wisely.
I will rule my lands wisely. Okay, so we are now in Harmondale. We have Meditation 4, which should help us a bit.
I don't know.
Let's see here. We do not have anything
I don't know.
I do have a time limit before I can do the thing, but technically speaking, I can cheese the time limit because I have not leveled up to level 5 yet, which means that I can do so now. We're going to head over to the Guild of the Body to see if they have the thing. Do you have regeneration,
the
friend?
body welcomes you.
You have regeneration. Life is good. We are Gucci, so we can get to... I didn't actually pump my sword or anything skill. We can actually just... Whoop, that's not what I wanted. God damn it. I'm not going to reload for that. I'm literally never going to be using the
I
stealing
can't
skill,
identify
but that's
that.
fine. Let's see. What else do we
I
need to
can't
do?
identify that.
I wish I could help.
Have I picked up? I have not actually spent skill points in meditation yet.
I can't identify that.
So we can pick up the skill here, but we don't want to do that. I'm just going to sell this plate
Need
armor.
a new weapon?
Oh, this is a weapons store.
Thanks.
We're going to pop over here. We're going to sell
See anything you want?
the plate armor. We're going to sell the goblin shield and the bronze shield, I think. Yeah, we don't...
I don't know.
Thanks a lot.
And... Oh, that's not enough. We need some more.
I can't
I'm
identify
not going
that.
to sell this chainmail. I might sell this chainmail. I'm going to
don't
sell this
know.
chainmail. That's fine. So hopefully I'll be able to
don't
identify
know.
this. I will, because I think I
See
can
anything you want?
Expert identify is here,
Thanks
right?
a lot.
Yes. Question mark? Maybe? Hypothetically? I think the expert trainer there is
The
here.
Guild of the
Alright,
Body welcomes
so we're picking
you.
up regen. So we now have the most overpowered spell in existence. And the question is, will it be
Sorry, I can't
enough?
use it.
Oh, we don't actually have the most overpowered spell in existence quite yet because we need to get expert first. So that's fine. That's fine. Why would I need to have the thing? It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're all good. So we got 6 skill points over here to pick up. These are the only consumables we will be using in this run, outside of maybe some black potions to boost some of our stats permanently.
Hi.
Let's talk to you about the beacon fires. Look at that. We can get reinforcements.
I
How
don't know.
good would that be? And let's see. What else do we want to do? Who do we want to put the shoes on? Oh, I haven't actually pumped any of your skills. What do I want to pump on my knight? I'll need to get repair eventually. I'm gonna just go with some spear skill for now. I'm gonna need to get arms master up as well.
I don't know.
Didn't pick that skill up yet.
I wish I could help.
And let's put all these over there. So we got some goblins out there that I can ignore for now. And what do we need to do now? We're going to pick up the Arkmode quest. I think I might actually just run over and do the Arkmode quest now. The issue is that I'd like to pick up the identify skill. Where is that? Is it right here? Yes. Identify and repair are both right there. And we can get... I need 500 gold. I don't want to go into not Goblin Watch. Whatever your name is. Don't want to go there. Yeah, ultimate power is right around the corner. Just need to get that regen spell. And I have way, way more SP this time. I can cast 1 extra regen right now. It's too... I don't think I can get expert meditation here though, unfortunately. You know what? I should just sell some stuff. This is silly. I'm not gonna run off and do this. I'm gonna get identify gun and maybe some other. I'm actually gonna sell all of my gemstones. Am I gonna pump my merchant skill up to 4 first with the horseshoes? That's an absolutely insane usage of horseshoes. It's an insane thing to spend my horseshoes on a character that is not going to need... Yeah, that's not a good idea. We're not doing it. Let's see. This is regeneration. We're going to put that in her inventory.
I can't identify that. Listen, I don't know.
And if any of these are enchanted, they'll sell for a different price, so... I forgot to actually give her a shield. That was
I don't
almost
know.
very sad.
I don't know.
And these things we are going to keep. These things we are...
Can I help you with anything?
So 115 is the base price of these rings. 38 is the base price of these rings. Okay, we now have 2,200. So you are my knight. Let me get my knight repair because that will allow me to get that done. So now when the oozes break shit, I don't have to cry. We can go pick up the Thanger skill. Do we want to pick that up? Yes.
See anything you want?
We're going to pick up the chain skill for her. We're not going to pick up any other skills yet. But
I don't know. I
sold my chainmail, didn't I? I did sell my chainmail.
I don't know.
Oh, what I wanted was to pick up Identify Expert. Do I want to pick up Identify Expert? Or do I have something else to sell? I'm sorry, I am playing badly, making dumb decisions. I did not actually put all the things that I need to put in that inventory.
I'm not sure what it is.
It's not that huge a deal, so I think I will just pick up Thinger. We're going to pick up Identify first. And we just need 200 to be able to get the other thing.
Whoa!
But that's +3 might. Yes, please. Give that to her.
What a piece of junk.
And give that to her. So we're trying to stockpile armor class on our low HP targets. But mostly we want to stockpile it also just on our low AC targets. The targets that have weak armor are the targets that you want to stack armor on, because armor has diminishing returns. So the more armor you stack, the worse armor gets as a stat. So don't stack it all on one character unless that character is the sole target. So if you have an enemy type that's going to be only targeting one of your characters, you can stack all your armor on them if you want. But generally speaking, enemies are going to be hitting a diverse group of characters, and you want to protect all of them together. Do I have any interesting things here? We do have Earth Magic Expert here. I don't think I can get Earth Magic Expert here, though. to be honest. I'm actually going to pick up the memberships to these guilds. And... that will be useful. This gives me plus 10 might, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So Silvery is going to be hitting like a truck now. She's got 30 might. What are you, a goblin? Nice. Okay, so she's hitting for 10 to 16 damage at this point. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And Perception Expert is here. Do I want to pick up the Perception skill on him? Just for the heck of it? I think I might. Alright. We're moving on. Do I have enough to do it? I do. I have enough to cast a fire spell on Thinger. Hey, Fixer. Yeah, we're still using the classic party setup. And I have changed up the race combos a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. Do I want to murder you? I'll murder some of you. I would like to murder my way into that place rather than... Nope. Please die.
Hurt a little.
Ow! Ow!
There
you go. It's a lot of hobgoblins. There's only one tier 3,
Ow.
but the whole pack is tier 2s.
Ow!
Whoa, wow, that escalated quickly. Do these goblins target goblins or something? Set. The goblins are like focused on goblins. There we go. All set. I picked Goblin Sorcerer for a couple reasons. The first is that it's actually pretty appropriate for the character, but the second thing is that the Sorcerer's only stat that they care about is int, but nobody else cares about it. So getting it out of barrels makes a lot of sense, especially because you don't really need the... you don't need it for a long time, right? It takes a while before you actually need to worry about that stat. So what I was thinking is, oh, well, since I don't actually need to worry about this stat for a long time, if I make them a goblin, I can pump up their might to max.
Let's see what's inside.
And what that effectively will do for me is allow me to have, instead of just having functionally 3 characters at the start of the game, before the person. I don't have to worry about this because I thought that these could poison, but they can't actually poison. Only the highest tier ones can poison, so this place is actually much safer than I thought it was. Any queens? Nope. Oh, never mind. Jeez. Oh, Jesus, there's another one. Please kill the queen. Kill the queen. Oh, get the... I fucked myself there. See, now I'm playing terribly, man. Dwarf Sorcerer,
This doesn't look too dangerous.
no. Sorcerer, for a couple reasons. The dwarf...
I'm getting sick.
Oh, wow, that was fast. I'm fucking myself here. The issue with a dwarf is that dwarves have accuracy as their tanked stat. And
It's time to fight.
accuracy as a stat is pretty much the most important stat at the very beginning of the game. It's actually more important even than might, because the thing that determines whether you're going to be able to hit stun the enemy so that you can kite them effectively is not how hard you hit them, but whether you hit them at all. So, from a practical perspective, tanking the accuracy stat is really bad. Now, you can then pump that character. Sorry, I am really distracted and not playing very well right now. And I'm not like distracted by the chat. I just mean like I'm not fully with it right now. Let's see. What was this?
Ow.
I got distracted by my distraction. So accuracy as a stat is really important at the very beginning of the game, and then falls off in importance very, very heavily as you get even into, like, the true early game, right? So for most of the early game, it's already a pretty weak stat. So boosting things up with barrels doesn't really help you that much. It doesn't change the arithmetic there. And that is a problem. Give me a second, I need to put something under the AC, because we have a heat wave right now, which is fun, and it is killing my poor AC. My poor AC. Okay, so let's see. Oh, so the basic gist is that accuracy as a stat is a very important early game stat, not terribly important late game. And for a sorcerer, their problem in the early game is that they don't do any damage. They're just kind of sitting there wasting space. They're very valuable for some specific niche utility, allowing you to actually hit the oozes is actually, like, legitimately an important utility that they bring to the party. The whole party can hit oozes because you have done this. That's...
Ow!
Okay, that was unexpected. We have a materials here.
I can't identify this.
What a piece of junk.
Oh, did I pick up expert? Yes, I did. Did I use it for everything?
What a piece of junk.
I actually did.
I wish
Oh,
I could help.
What a piece of junk.
Oh, she already has it equipped. Let's see. Did I pick up the expert body? I did not pick up expert body. How are we doing on EXP? I guess we're doing fine on EXP, because we'll turn this in, and I think that'll level us up to level 6. That's my thinking. So we are not going to pick this thing up because that requires perception, which we haven't picked up yet. Are we going to do the thing? Let's see. Hello, friend. But yeah, by the time you get to the mid-game, you're going to run into so many int buckets that you're going to be over the point where you get to 30. And once you have 30 int, you're really not benefiting from additional points of intelligence pretty much at all anymore. That is a problem. I don't know if I can take that thing out right now. How do I want to handle those oozes? It's tempting to drag some trogs to them. I think I might... Oh, you know what? I'm going to try this. I've already, sort of blown my load with regards to the reload stuff. So let's get ourselves in good shape and then go in and just murder that thing. I think we can do it. It's not... I can't poison us. I can just break stuff. We do have someone who can repair, technically. Operative repair, technically. And we've now got full fire roar.
Ow!
Jesus. We might have to just use a corner for this thing. Jeez. This thing's hit those spells. Oh, that didn't have that much HP at all.
Got it.
Oh, Jesus! I was trying to loot the boots.
Ow!
Okay, this is just melee. I can melee kite this. Hypothetically. That ooze actually wasn't nearly as bad as I was expecting it to be. Having 4 people with elemental, I can't believe it, actually.
I can't
I just
identify
happened
this.
to have the right person. Oh man. Ooh, 3 personality. That's pretty useful. All right, so let's do this.
I can't identify this.
Okay,
What
that
a
set of
piece of
leather is going to go on her eventually, and we're all set. So we can now finish up this dungeon, and I really, really hope that I get enough experience off of this to get to level 6. I would prefer to not have to do any additional stuff past this point on this particular set of resources. I am for now going to be
Got it.
concerned about that kind of business.
I wish I could help.
What a piece of junk.
Alright, so you guys... Oh, cool. You're fighting something really cool. Okay, so goal here is to murder the ooze. So if we're murdering the ooze, then the trogs we can ignore temporarily. Okay. Operative word there is temporarily. Let's actually even clear this one out. And then we can clear these 2 oozes using the trogs as damage sponges. Oh wow, it's fine. I could take that drink. We didn't.
Kind of hurt a little.
Help!
Can take the drink, can't eat it. Okay. Oh shit.
Ow!
All set. No problem. This is all going fine. Why wouldn't it be fine? So we got the Trog soldier down. Have another Trog down, and that I think is this whole area.
Got it. I can't identify this. I wish I could help. I can't identify this.
Oh jeez, I missed it.
It's disarmed.
I forgot that
I can't
aspect.
identify. I wish I could help.
So we missed the timing. So that's a thing. I forgot about the time limit. I forgot I was on a time limit, you guys. I'm a total idiot. Okay, so we now have to stay out all night? Question mark? You guys, I don't think this streamer knows what he's doing. I don't think this guy's got any idea what's going on here. So, that being the case, we do need to be out all night, which means that I have how much to spend here? I have 3 heals left in me right now. I think I can manage it. If I'm allowing myself to do even like moderate reloading, I should be fine.
Got it. I wish I could help.
There's no space.
Okay, so that's really nice.
I wish I could. I can't identify this.
That's a bulk right
There's
right
no
there.
space.
I wish I could help.
And we're all set here. I can pick up expert
What a piece of junk.
regeneration, which will last me 6 hours. I have a lot of pretty solid gear at this point.
I don't know.
What
We
a piece
have
of
a
I'll have to
full-
lose an item.
We have a full set of boots. And are they open until? Are the trainers open until 5? I'm
wish I
pretty
could help.
That's the case. But are the stores
wish
open
I could
until
help.
6? The stores are open until 6. I can actually train up
What a piece of junk.
some better skills. I can train up the chain skill, give that to
I
him,
wish I could help.
for instance.
Hmm.
And let's see. Do we want to start going through people while we've still got the burns? Yes. I generally require myself to be pretty busy. So wasting time is generally not allowed. Like, certainly deliberately wasting time is not allowed. I'm going back over here to clear these out, take this loot. I'm gonna get the signal fire over here and start clearing my way around the edges of that the goblin group in the middle. I think that's what I'm going to be doing here. That being the case, I actually do have the potential ability to...
Ow!
Ow!
Shit. Hey, a hammer. Hey, a hammer. It's probably a trash hammer. Shit, it's a trash hammer. Okay. And...
Killed it.
The not goblin launch might be a reasonably decent location, but hitting up all the signal fires actually does take quite a considerable amount of time. I still have to hit the one that's on the thinger, and I'm actually going to be able... There we go. To, please, you got behind me.
Ow!
Sneakies. Sneaky peeky. Okay, that is not very high HP. Let's go ahead and save this.
I can't identify. We'll
Do
have
we
to lose
want
an item.
to go hit the signal
Listen,
fire?
I don't know.
I'm gonna, I think, try to hit the signal fire. And we'll see how. Oh, jeez! I forgot you guys were here. I don't want to die with this pack. But that is the way to go for a signal fire. So I might have to. I could have easily run around them if I hadn't panicked and ran the wrong direction. So now I have to think: is there a way around these guys that's convenient and easy? I don't actually know. That's not convenient. Okay, there we go.
Ow!
Oh. Heal yourself. So, I have one last set of HP to play with here. If I heal both of them up. So the question is, do I want to heal them up or not? I generally do this signal fire after I've cleared the enemies down there. But I would say generally, like, I don't mind wasting time in terms of doing things like a little bit inefficiently, as long as I'm being actually highly active and I'm actually attempting to accomplish things. So this part here is a damn nuisance. Actually, let's do that up. Because it turns out that I can just climb up the other side anyway, so we're fine. Alright, so do we want to... I'm just going to heal up, I think. We're going to heal up, and we can do signal fire here. And how do I want to get out of here? Do I want to go straight through these guys? I'm actually going to save this. I'm going to see. They're going to climb up to me. This is actually a pretty good position to fight from, because they're probably going to be coming up like one or two at a time. Every time they attack, they reset their progress a little bit on coming up toward me. So,
Let's look for a more interesting
and every time I hit them, I knock them down a bit as well. Okay, so we can actually use the walls here to good effect. It hadn't really occurred to me that I could do the Anakin style. Except I really can't, not with these. High ground doesn't help that much for this part.
Ow!
Ow!
Oh, that's... I stayed around for too long. I could have actually gotten a pretty good amount done here. I'm going to try this again. This is actually going to be probably the strat for dealing with these guys. Is you get them to come up here, but the key is that there's this pack over here that I didn't notice. So what I want to do is I want to de-aggro the ones that I just aggroed. We're going to deal with this pack first. If we can. And they are a small pack. I guess I could probably stand in a better location. Yeah. So we're here. We're in a reasonably safe location now. And we can just pick these guys off as they climb up. Assuming that they actually... That's available to me. Okay, so that's where they are. Oh shit. Okay, fine. All set. So we've cleared out one of these packs. That pack is going to no longer... The last time that attack was... So this one's already off.
Ow!
When they're solo, even like the lords aren't particularly strong. It's just that when they swarm you, they become a problem. They also have a pretty fast attack pattern, so if they or not attack pattern, they have a fast attack animation, both in terms of the projectile speed and in terms of how quickly they actually launch the attack. If you look at the attack animation, it's actually a pretty short animation compared to most enemies. Most enemies have pretty long attack animations. The damage is only actually activated at the end of the animation. If the enemy dies before the attack animation completes, then they don't... Oh, okay, yeah, there's too many here. I thought that there were only maybe like 5 left up here because I had killed so many, but it turns out there were way more than that. I should have just pumped my thinger for this. But the other thing that I could do is I could... Who is it that... So yeah, this is actually a ton of enemies. I don't know why I thought that I had cleared out most of them. So... Oh, I don't have the armor spell anymore. Okay, so now all those other ones in the back have aggroed. I think the Great Face patch actually did change the activation patterns for enemies recently. Because he's still updating the thing. It's crazy. Okay, we need to actually pull out. So we've got too much going on here now. We are going to pull back and wait for things to get better. Hopefully I can get up. Damn it. I'm able to get up okay. So, we still have those guys aggroed. Okay, we have plenty of space to work with now, I think. So let's take a look here. How many do we have behind us? Okay, we're gonna take out these guys here. Yeah, we have actually plenty of time. Now that I know we have a good, solid way of doing this, this is going to work fine for us. If I had actually picked up regen instead of, you know, faffing around like a damn noob,
too easy,
then I wouldn't have even needed to reload for this. I think we have a really strong opening here. But it's actually a strong enough opening that it may well be feasible. That's way too many enemies. So many enemies. So, wow. Take damage for no damn reason, friend. That's a good strategy. Just get 3 hits on you. Okay, there we go. So we got one more thing of that. Whoops. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't walk at an angle. Alright, let's get going here. I'm gonna pop really far away. We can probably take out some of the pack from back here while we're over here, and we can get certain things done. Yeah, we're actually almost to level 6 just for murder. We might actually hit level 7 outright once we've turned in this quest. That is a lot of water. Okay, so shit. Are you You're a different you're a different
Ow.
Goblin Lord.
That kind of hurt.
The
a
first
lot.
Goblin Lord ran away. Please die. Okay. Okay, that was silly of me. This Goblin Lord ran away to somewhere, so I didn't... This is the problem about having enough air skill to just keep up Thinger permanently. There he is. Hey, we got some plate armor here. So once we get through this particular segment, we're actually going to be in really, really good shape. Once we've finished this first little bit here, we're going to be basically safe right up until the point where we hit the Thing of the Titans, I think. The one issue is that because the enemy density is so low in this game, you really do level up a lot less. There's not as much experience to be had. You really need to ration a lot more. But once you have the ability to cast regen a couple of times, it's over. Like, if you can cast regen on your party twice, you can survive for 12 hours. And 12 hours is enough to clear, like, any area in the game, practically. But yeah, I shouldn't have made such heavy usage of my healing. I definitely should have used just like a few spells, picked up the Arkmode deck, ran back immediately. And if I picked up the Arkmode deck and then ran back immediately, I would have plenty of time left to have gotten to train, and then I would have been in okay shape. As it is right now, we're still fine. We're going to be able to do this fine. But I'm now, because I've been playing Might and Magic 6 on the sort of like no reload strat. Not strat, but I've been doing it with no reloads for so long that I'm now thinking about how to optimize this game for that same thing. I love openings. When I'm doing games, I love coming up with new openings and thinking about new ways to start up. I really enjoy that. It's one of my favorite things in games. So, like, for me, it's great to be able to try out new openings and stuff like that. I think I can get these guys to climb up this thing. So if I can climb up this, then I can murder these guys that way. But yeah, so for me, like, I'm just coming up with like, oh, okay, so I think I could actually, get this done better if I did this, and changing up the dynamics a little bit is fun for me. I have a very high threshold and tolerance for retrying things, and I don't get frustrated easily. So I actually have to, actually mitigate those tendencies a bit when I'm streaming, just because I'm so willing, I'm 100% down to fail for an eternity. And it turns out that most people are not willing to watch me fail forever. There's sort of a happy medium there where I have to be, failing a little bit, but because, otherwise it's boring. But if I'm failing too much for too long, then people lose interest, which is fully understandable. That is a lot of water. So yeah, I'm going to have to suck off my AC soon. I do mean that literally. I stick my wet dry vac in and suck all the water out of the pipes. Because there's a lot of piping and there's a lot of water. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, that escalated quickly. This is why you need to actually be playing the game and not like pouring yourself a drink while you wait for things to come up. Let's take a look. We've got another 7-ish hours, I think. Is it? No, we have until 9 o'clock. So we have quite a while before we're able to get this done. So some of these are going to be attacking often. I think they're coming pretty straight at me, but no, there's a pack over there as well. I don't like this.
Ow!
Okay. Looks like they're at least packed in the right place. That was toast. That was toast. Why are they making sounds like they're dying? That's confusing to me. I don't have any very many resources to play with now, so is this the right play? I think it actually is. They all got stockpiled in the same location, pretty much. There was that one that attacked from the side there. If I hadn't gotten myself smacked earlier, I would... Oh, actually, I forgot to get the thing. This is important. It's not worth it to try and fight these without grabbing this. So we are going to go back to town to grab the armor boosts, because that actually helps a lot. It's going to save us a lot of reloads to have access to the armor boost. It's actually pretty interesting. It didn't really occur to me until just now how like important this high ground was going to be for dealing with all these goblin packs. Because I can deal with the goblin packs pretty quickly, but without regen, and even with regen, honestly, they're damaging you so quickly if you're just brute forcing them that it's... I mean, regen helps, but it's not, like, it doesn't save you from everything. Not yet, anyway. Once you get to Grandmaster Body Magic, Grandmaster Regen will save you from anything that isn't instant death, basically. We could play Arkmode, actually. We're heading there. We're gonna play Arkmode. It doesn't consume any time or anything. We're gonna play some Arkmode just because I like Arkmode. It's fun. I'm gonna pick up this guy's quest. Okay, let's do this. Let's see. Do I want to boost my magic stat? I don't think that it's necessarily worth it in the thinger game. I think I'm actually going to use forced labor. From a practical perspective, this one is so short that really all you're looking for is to burst your tower up as fast as possible. I'm going to throw away the foundations. Because you just need to get from 15 to 30. So that's one card if you get the right card. So I am going to keep stockpiling for now. I will use the Troll Keeper. And they're getting all these... Jesus. I'm going to go ahead and do innovations because the gems will be useful if I get the cards for it. The heart of the cards is not with me right now. Do I want to use the query's help? Not yet, no. I don't think there's much reason to burn query. So I can do the orc and follow it up with maybe goblins. So I'm going to follow this up with maybe goblins. 3 gems is... yeah. There's a lot of RNG. Did I not? I didn't say that outside the end. It's fine. Arkmode is super fun, but it's so RNG. It's so random. It's like, okay, you will get cards that exclusively increase the size of your wall, and the other guy's gonna get a bunch of shit that actually does damage. So that does damage directly to your tower, and cards that give you thinger. And in this one, I have so much fucking ability to deal damage. I'm tempted to use the Elven Archers. I'm going to, actually. Because it's going to do so much damage. Pump my magic a bit, and I don't have anything to boost my wall, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and use the Ruby. I'm not going to use the Bloodstone. Jesus Christ. Well, Slasher. That was a very funny match. Okay. So we've completed that match. Let's see. Who is here? This is the person that does, like, fire guild membership or something, right? Yeah. And it is 11 p.m. We haven't hit the thing yet. Let's hit the thing. I've got the ability to get Repair Item Expert. I'm going to go ahead and get Repair Item Expert now before I forget about it. It's very important that I have it, because armor and stuff is going to get broken quite a lot. This is the wrong person. Hello, Shane Thomas. Shane Thomas. Now, we're going around the other way. We aren't going to go straight into the enemy. The other thing that I could do is I could clear out a little bit of Goblin Watch. That's not Goblin Watch. Let's see. Are there any other... Ooh, actually... Let's go around this way and fight the goblins from up here. I don't think there's any other chests that are just hidden around. There's going to be some alchemy reagents, but I don't need those. Bum, 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 bum. What are we going to do? Okay, so yeah, we've got this pack here. We can easily grab this pack. And there's even like a convenient little location here that we can drag them into. Don't know if there's anyone on our left. Anything like that. I should save the game actually. We're in a safe spot right now. We're not as safe as I thought we were actually, so I should not have saved there, but that's fine. There we go. Okay, so I thought that they were further down. It's not a big deal, but I'm still technically safe. That's a rule thing more so than a because I don't want to be reloading for RNG in fights. That wasn't that was very like close. That was very edge case, but still legal. I thought that it was not going to be even like an edge case. I thought I was going to have to wait another few seconds before they started aggroing, but I underestimated because of the angle that they were at. They didn't have the ability to fire at me, and so they weren't wasting a bunch of time trying to fire.
Let's look for more interest.
Actually hit. So there we go. So we've cleared those. Yeah, it turns out that if you attack enemies from the high ground, the high ground really is a substantial advantage. Who would have thought? I need to figure out who is close enough to hit me right now. I don't know which direction they're coming from. Except they're not actually coming. I think it's these guys over here. Yeah, these guys are actually aggroed, so I don't know where they are, though. I wasn't watching their approach, so... They're there. Well, that's one of them, anyway. Casually sidestep the vampires. Yeah, well, the thing that I find funny about that, the thing that's funny about Obi-Wan is that Anakin tries to do to Obi-Wan exactly what Obi-Wan does to Darth Maul. It's literally the exact, actually, it's not even the exact same thing. What Obi-Wan is doing is way, way more crazy than what Anakin, like, the situation that Anakin is in is trivially easy compared to the situation that Obi-Wan was in. And yet Obi-Wan just sort of casually does it, and then as soon as the shoe's on the other foot, he's like, "It's over, Anakin, I have the high ground." It's like, but it's not over when you're literally dangling off a cliff by your fingertips? What the fuck? Oh, these guys are actually in a good position. I should have, I've cleared out a lot of them, actually. So I'm gonna get back up here. I think I can get back up here right over here. Oh, right, no, I can't get to the other side from here, I don't think. I'll need to figure out another route to get up. Right, I think I'm gonna go after these guys next, maybe. I can use this wall here. No, it's not useful at all. It'll be vaguely useful for a little tiny bit. There's no way they're going to climb up, right? Ooh, do I have more of them on me?
Killed
I might have more coming from a different direction. I'm gonna play it safe a bit. Okay, we're fine for now. You have a faster attack than I remember. Okay. They actually have a pretty fast recovery time, too. I'm actually going to check that. So, we've got the game paused right now, so it's not going to do the thing. I'm going to check what the recovery time is on a Goblin Lord. What is this game called? 7. Oh. So, this has a attack speed of 100. 90? Are you sure? Sure. Maybe the ranged attack has a shorter recovery time. 90 seems... That did not seem like 90 to me. It did not seem like 90. We're going to save this. We are in the green again. And we are going to pop over here. And we've got... How many here? We got 3 normies and a biggie. So... Biggie just attacked. I guess the recovery time isn't nearly as relevant as the fact that they only actually activate the attack 25% of the time. Oh shit, I screwed up a very easy kite. A very easy dodge. Well played. So it's 2 a.m. I'm actually going to charge in and kill this first one. Because for whatever reason they're not activated. Oh. Ooh. So about that, we have time to go over here and get one of you to attack into this corner. That would be great, but nope. Either way. Oh. Okay. How many do we have? I think we have 3 left. I don't think we only have the 2. We do only have the 2, I think.
Help!
Okay. So we just need to kill this Goblin Lord. Okay. Fuck. I don't know how. I didn't dodge that. I'm pretty sure that he just missed. Okay. Whew. So that all worked out fine. Easy peasy, easy game, easy life. You know how it is. I had it the whole time. It's fine. So we cleared out most of this. I think we can get up on here. If we can get up on here, we might be able to clear out the rest of this place. And we do have a dead guard here. That's probably from the explosions. So we have 1 dude coming at us here. Never mind, we have much more than 1 dude. Actually, just gonna charge, I think. Okay, that's 1 down. I'm not gonna charge the other 2. That was stupid of me. I crossed over the location. You have to be careful when you're fighting ranged enemies. It's not hard to dodge their attacks, but when you're turning and you're going at an angle, you have to make sure that you don't turn into a shot and go back into the trajectory that you were already in when they fired an attack, which I'm pretty sure is what happened there. I'm pretty sure that I just turned back into a shot, which, you know, it happens. See, like right there, that's a dangerous place to turn. And actually, I'm going to reload because I don't want to get that guard killed. I want to try to keep all the guards alive on this run. I don't know if it's going to be feasible, but it'll be a good thing to try out. I'm going to not go too close to there either. Though, over there, I think those guards might be savable already. Actually, I'm going to change this up a bit. I'm going to have to actually end soon because I have a lot of water leaking out of this thing, and it's not good for the AC to be backed up like this. The basic gist is that the AC itself just needs to have the water sucked out of the Runoff is not the right word. The drainage pipe. So I need to just set up my vacuum to it, which I obviously can't do while I'm streaming. So I'll have to do that. I have to do that pretty soon, because this is... Again, it's bad for the AC. And I need my AC right now. I can't leave the house. I can't leave the house. It's too bad. It's too bad. And my government fucked things up. They didn't fuck up too bad, but I'm a little annoyed with them right now because they were handling things very well, but they did not take care of a very specific group of people, which is sort of migrant laborers. And so now we have this massive cluster that's built up in sort of migrant dormitories. And it's like, this is the most predictable fucking thing in existence. Why did you people not deal with this? Like, you dealt with so much so well for so long, and then you fucking, like, drop the ball with this? What the hell's wrong with you? Irritating. Did I actually not click on this? Because it doesn't look like it's active. I think it's just not showing up because of the fact that it's thinged. I've hit all of these now, right? Have I hit all of them? I think I have. Okay, so I can come up here again. I'm actually going to pop Wizard Eye because I now have time. As in, I don't have very much time left that I have to wait. So it's fine for me to activate Wizard Eye now. This is my sort of like last hurrah. Once I clear out this pack. And it's nice when the goblins, the normal ones, come up first, actually. Shit. Fuck. Oh, the ones in the back have started aggro. Damn it. I can do it. I believe in me. The ones in the back have now aggroed, which is good. I want the ones in the back to aggro because I want them to get too close to me to actually attack. So once this guy's too close to attack, I'll be in good shape. I say that, but then I mess up. We're fine though. We're totally fine. Okay. Okay then. So we have some more over here. And can you imagine if I had regen for this? This would be so easy with regen. I even have it in my inventory. I have the spell in my inventory. I just didn't. I didn't just grab some extra money and train up to expert. From me. Oh, there's another guy over there. Well, that was a lucky dodge. Shit, that guy got close. Okay, we're fine. I'm actually gonna pop down here and kill both of these guys. I might not actually get a chance to kill both of these guys. I have not activated those guys over there yet, so they're not going to go after the guard who's over there. Let's see, it's 4 o'clock, 4:09. Do I have anything else that I need to do before I do the thing? It's not 5 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, isn't it? I think I need to wait until 9, so I actually have a lot of time left. I don't know what I was thinking. We can go over here, climb up this mountain, and pull these guys onto the mountain if we want. That guard is not active yet, so good. Well, yeah, we'll go over here, grab these guys, and not activate the guard. I think I can just climb up here. That's faster. Do I have enough time on... No, I'm gonna reactivate Stone Skin. While I'm at it, do I want to check the thing? No need. So we're picking up Stone Skin. And do we have anything else that we need to do right now? Game, let's do this. Okay, so we're just activating this one pack, preferably. Don't want to aggro too much. Looks like we've got the pack. Question mark? Do we not have the pack? Come on. Okay, one of them's aggroed. I think the others will aggro when I attack it or something. I'm very confused about the new, like, aggro rules, because they seem to be aggroing much slower than they used to. But maybe not. Maybe they just aggro way slower and do weird dopey shit in 7. I don't really remember. So it might just be a Might and Magic 7 thing, not a Greyface thing. Let's see. Because I played this game a lot when I was younger, but I actually haven't done a lot of Might and Magic 7 for the stream. I haven't done a lot of, like, more high-end Might and Magic 7 playthroughs. So let's go ahead. We've got 3 enemies right now. We've got 2 over here, and we've got 1 on our left. The one on our left can be safely ignored for right now because we're running at an angle that it's not relevant. It is a hobgoblin. So the hobgoblin should be reasonably easy to deal with. How high up are you now? Okay. I got hit there easily. The issue here... Oh, shit. Was that... I was sure that I had dodged that. Okay. Yeah, these arrows are risky business. Oh, shit. I don't have enough accuracy. That's my attack. Yeah, like, this is actually rough, because I'm not... like, hitting with enough reliability to get this one very effectively. So I feel like I need to get a thing between me and him. That's a goblin lord. I don't want to fight 2 goblin lords, but at the same time I don't really have a place to retreat them to. The high tier goblins in this are so much more dangerous than the high tier goblins in the last one. Might and Magic 6 goblins are chumps compared to Might and Magic 7 goblins. From a perspective of the actual, like, enemy classification and the way that they do their damage, goblins are actually one of the harder enemies in the game. Because they use arrows, and arrows are the best projectile in the game. They are very fast and basically undodgeable from close range because they just move so quickly. So they do only have a 25% chance to actually attack when they get the opportunity to. Right, so they're not like going to continuously just chunk ranged attacks at you, but between having a melee attack pattern, which means they're continuously getting closer to you, and having a really, really solid projectile, they're way harder than you would think for such a low tier enemy. The key is that obviously arrows can be dodged, like they can miss you, which is good, but it's not that relevant. You don't have enough AC at this point to really reduce the accuracy, I don't think, too much. I'd have to do the math for it again. Give me a second. I can actually, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. But yeah, So let's see if 6 o'clock is early. I don't think so. I think I have to wait until 9 to actually train, but...
Need some training?
Oh, no, I can actually train already. Oh, I thought that I still had a lot more shit to do. So it turns out that I can actually do this. So we're going to go turn in the Arkmode thing, and we have made it through the night. And this is not the Arkmode thing. This is where I play Arkmode. But I'll pick up the perception skill. And do I want to train right now? No. Before I train, I need to do certain other things. We're going to grab Terran's Temper's Quest. Oh, we already grabbed it. And Blazes in Arathia. I already knew that. We are eligible for rank 6. We're eligible for level 6. We have picked up Body Magic Expert already. That's the wrong button.
Can't wait to cast
this. And I don't think... Meditation Expert isn't here, right? I'm going to check where the Meditation Expert is. So, Meditation Expert. Because I don't remember where all the skills are. I'm not good at remembering that kind of crap. Meditation. Okay. So, we're going to be doing that reasonably quickly, but it's not here. Let's see. So, I need to pick up the Arms Master skill as well. And
need some training?
Actually. Because bodybuilding is a great skill to have.
Need some training?
That's
the ticket. That's the ticket.
You're ready to train up, I think. I sure hope I am, because I just did it. Do I need to get my Identify skill any higher?
I wish I could help.
I need to pick up the chain skill.
There's no space.
I don't know.
Increasing my Identify, I don't think is going to have that much value right now. It's tempting to put points into meditation. It's really tempting to do so. But I'm not going to. I'm going to put some points into something else. Do I have enough? Do I want to get... Where's the other Earth Magic Trainer? Because we have Expert Earth. 7 Earth Expert. Thank you kindly, Mike. So, let's see. Oh, right. We need to get Expert Spirit. So that's something that is a given. She needs to do that. Let's see here. We got... Expert Merchant isn't going to happen for a while. Oh yeah, we need to get Expert Perception here. Do I want you to put into... I think I will. I'm going to get Expert Perception next, because why the hell not? We got the ability to put more points into Spear. I could put points into Arms Master instead, which reduces recovery time. Recovery time bonuses are vaguely useful. I think I'm going to hold off on points on the Knight, because I don't know whether I'm going to need them for secondaries. I think I'm going to keep holding on to my Thingers as well.
I wish I could help.
Because it might bite me in the ass that I haven't put more points into Disarm. We need to get the Leather skill. We have these things to do. Any spells that I need to pick up here? Yes. I need to pick up Heroism, which I'm not going to be getting a lot of use out of immediately, but I need to have the spell anyway. I should have done that before I trained. I should have checked the Spirit Guild.
The Guild of the Spirit
I don't really need
welcomes you.
haste. Heroism is expensive. All of these
There's
spells
no
are incredibly
space.
important.
We'll have to lose an item.
But on the plus side, they're all available. I think I am actually going to pick up my skills first. Pick up Chain Skill.
See anything you want?
And
Thanks a lot.
you are set for that. And we can have the recovery penalty eventually if we want, but we don't really even need to. Okay, so we've now got everybody sitting in chains.
There's no room.
We can sell this plate armor. And I did not pick up the
See anything you
leather
want?
skill for her.
Thanks.
We should do this. I should pick up the dagger skill, actually, for her. Because this is 2d4.
We'll have to lose an item.
It's 2d3.
I wish I could help.
See anything you want?
Go ahead and sell.
I can't identify this.
What I wanted. Let's see.
I can't identify this.
Is that right? I'm gonna identify that.
Thanks a lot.
Ah,
That's actually enchanted.
See anything you want?
It's just body resistance, though. I was like, this seems like it's more than it should be worth. And I was right. So, we are
Thanks.
set there. And, let's see. Oh, I didn't put the conscript's helm on everybody. There we go. That AC boost. Are you... You are not equipped. There we go. Put this here.
I wish I could help.
So now
I wish I could help.
we have all of y'all.
I can't identify this.
See anything you want?
do that.
Thanks a lot.
Oops.
See anything you want? Thanks a lot.
It's very funny to think of there being this many like weapon stores like all over the place. Like, how many people are
Need a new
buying
weapon?
weapons in this world? So I actually can pick up mace skill on everybody if I wanted to. Do I want to pick up the dagger skill? No. I don't think the dagger skill is important to pick up now. I can probably pick it up in the place that I need. I'm going to be next. So let's just sell stuff. We do not have an infinite amount of money.
Thanks.
So we need to pick up expert spirit. And we need to pick up heroism, and we need to pick up reservation.
The Guild of the Spirit welcomes you.
And we need to pick up remove curse. We need all of these spells. So that means that we're going to need to come back in here before we train, because all of the spells that we need are available. We also need cure poison eventually. It just occurred to me that I can actually deal with the poison with expert body. So I don't even need to reload for the queens necessarily. If I've got expert body, then I have 4 hours to deal with it. We're not going to go in there yet because we want to keep the money. And what is the plan? We have cleared out that other thing. We're going to go in here. This is going to be the highest financial gain in the shortest period of time, I think. We have 37 spell points now, which is quite a lot. And I think we are going to get ourselves Fire Aura cast on everybody. I don't have to brute force the goblins outside, but I can, and I can do it reasonably easily, I think. The enemies in here are actually more dangerous because the enemies in here are going to be potentially diseasing me. So I want to make sure that I have the highest probability.
It's time to fight.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop out of here. I am actually going to pick up expert thinger, and we're going to come in here and we're going to try to rip through all of these things as quickly as humanly possible. I should have also picked up the armor thing, and I will pick that up now. So we've got the interior set now, where it's going to definitely be the exact same group every time. There's no RNG there. And we have... Is there anything interesting in any of these wells? I don't remember. Wait, you can get money out of this well? Huh. Cool. I didn't realize there was another money well.
Hi.
Buddy. Alright, so we are going to need to take him out later as well. And we've got the dude to deal with, which I think should have spawned. I think that we've now, because we've now had a week, I think that guy will be out now. So, pop in here. And we can now cast Bless. It's actually going to do what we want, which is give us all the friends. So we now have way higher accuracy. I aggroed a bunch of enemies that I didn't need to aggro.
Ow!
That
kind of hurt a little.
We're going to pop right back over here, get the hell out of here, and we're going to pop back in. We're just going to try to do this quick. Zone in. Murder some friends. Shit.
No problem.
Shit. Okay. Done. Okay, so we cleared out that. Oh. Cleared out most of that set, and then almost got ourselves diseased by some random rat that we didn't pay enough attention to. We're now going to keep going, clear out the next set of enemies. We got him on the right as well.
Ow!
I probably should have aggroed those a little less aggressively, but we're fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Ow!
The rats are faster than the goblins, so... Do their fireballs need to actually hit check or something? Oh, Jesus.
Pathetic.
Ow!
Jesus! Okay. She needs to cast regen on herself. All set. Moving straight ahead. Same game. Bum, 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 bum. So you need to be murdered. And next is... Oh, I didn't drink from the barrel. There's a well that gets +7 strength, and I did not actually drink from that yet. So I'll need to drink from that later. Oh, sorry. Making all the noise.
No problem.
Okay. As long as we're fighting small groups, they're not going to be damaging us at a rate that's fast enough for me to actually have to worry about them very much. So, the only real concern is getting diseased. Because I've already got the regen on the cleric, so... Okay. Speaking of the risk of being diseased, we're going to cast Bless again. Whoa, 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 whoa. You were closer to me. Why was I hitting the goblin instead?
Ow!
Too easy.
Sometimes the targeting is a little weird. That thing was both closer to my cursor and closer to... I shouldn't have been looting corpses. This is fine. I was looting corpses over there.
Let's look for a more interesting fight.
Okay.
Killed it.
Ow!
Ow!
Oh, Jesus! That is more than I thought it was.
Ow!
Okay, we need to pull back a little. Corners are good. Inferno bats are harder than the fire rats. Also, when you jump, the tiny enemies will actually sometimes fire directly at where the apex of your leap. But you can actually dodge their attack just by being too high up in the air, or being on the ground, and their shot goes too high, which is pretty cool. Okay. Okay. So we've now cleared not Goblin Watch, and we can get a green barrel and a blue barrel, and green barrel is going to go to the knight, I guess, because as well, blue barrel is going to go to the only person who cares about blue, and we can go over here, and I think I should have enough perception for all this stuff, because I gave myself 4 perception. I think 4 perception is enough to consistently do this. I'm going to actually do this for you. And I'm just going to do this in sequence. Red barrel. Give that to... I have 3 might already on her gear, but that's not going to last forever, I don't think, so... I don't remember which piece of gear it is. Let's see here. Save the game and yes, look at that. Hello.
I can't identify this.
Hello, shinies. Perception skill is great. Holy crap. That's amazing. I'm liking this. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this will be consistent. I don't think that there's RNG to it, but I am going to save just to confirm there. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, getting some perception skill is actually very valuable. And this is probably going to give me like financial value that's sufficient to actually have it pay for. Ooh, that's a big trash heap. I might need expert for that. Morning.
It's disarmed. I wish I could
There's
help.
no space.
Singer. Another hairbow, which we can use to go murder a trader outside.
It's disarmed.
Hello.
What a piece of
Steel-plated
junk.
boots. We got some.
What a piece of junk.
Got some junk. Put this. And save the game, and we are set. So, and I already cleared all the enemies out? Question mark? No, I left this one room. Oh, nope, never mind. I didn't clear this side at all, so don't mind me. I know what I'm doing.
No problem.
Do a proper kite.
No problem.
Oh boy. All set. Okay. Fine. We got yellow and purple. Give that to the two people. Ooh, don't have good stats there. Okay. I think everyone actually has the same accuracy. Excuse you, sir. Scusi. Scusi. And murder you.
Killed it.
And murder you. There's no bats or anything on the left side, I don't think. So there's basically nothing dangerous on the left side. Oh shit.
That kind of hurt a little.
How much mana do I have? I have enough mana to cast regen on the whole party. I accidentally opened the door because I'm a dope.
Killed it.
That kind of hurt a little.
And my knight is getting a little low, but it's fine. Okay, all set here. And an eyeball amulet. Is that the whole world in my hands? Whole wide world in my hands. It's time to murder your pants. Okay, and we got purple and purple, so this is 2 speeds. I will go ahead and put these on both on her. I should have probably put them both on Silvery actually, but it's fine. Let's see here. You are a yellow barrel. Shouldn't have done that actually. Orange. Hey, we finally got a flowers. So I'm gonna have to put the green barrel. And what was this? Orange? No, this is orange. What was this one? Don't remember. It's fine. Purple is going on her. And what are you? So the knight is going to have ridiculous accuracy eventually, so there's really not much reason to, I say eventually, but they're going to have ridiculous accuracy very quickly compared to other characters. As soon as they get Expert Arms Master, which happens pretty quick, they're going to have 2 separate skills that are boosting their their attack rating.
It's disarmed.
In addition to eventually,
I wish I could help.
And by eventually, again, I mean pretty quickly.
Got it.
Getting access to
I can't identify this.
thingamabobbers to dual wield. So I think we are set here. So did we loot everything over there? Yes, I think we did. Did we check this? We did. Okay, so we're all set. I think we're. Oh, did I loot the? Are there trash heaps? Are there no trash heaps on the right side? Interesting. The two sides of this place, one of them is much cleaner. And the side that's cleaner is the side that doesn't have the kitchen. That's really interesting. The center area here, where presumably a lot of people are hanging out a lot, is full of trash. I'm going to save for this. I don't know if I can do this right now. I can. Cool. But yeah, the center area here is full of trash, and the area in the back with the kitchen is also full of trash, and the rest of the place is relatively fine. That's actually really cool. Alright, so there's nothing here. And I think I've checked all these. Yes? Yes. Cool beans. Yeah, perception's a cool skill. I got some nice armor off of that. I got an enchanted suit of armor. It's 16 AC, so her armor is actually better than the AC on the other people's. So let's see. Do I want to... I think I'm going to train, because I think I'll get enough experience. I might not. We don't have enough money, though. We will after we sell all this crap, probably. We just got a lot of stuff.
Come in, come in.
So let's talk to the butler. Okay. Is that enough EXP? That is plenty of EXP. So we are 100% golden for level 7. We can pick up...
I'm not sure what it is.
There's no room.
This crap. We're gonna go to the weapons store first.
Need a new weapon? Thank.
And let's see. We already identified these. We have 40 AC on her. Jeez, she has so much AC now. Okay, we're going to, I guess, give her this.
Listen, I don't know.
I had heard that, Astral Kitty. I'd heard that the thing, that perception allows you to potentially find more loot in the overworld. But
thanks.
I'm not sure whether I buy it or not. To be honest.
I don't have the skill.
Oh, I didn't put the...
Need a new weapon?
Ooh, I do not have that much money, so we're gonna go check some stuff.
See anything you want?
So yeah, I've definitely heard that before, but it's something that I don't know how you would even test that.
What a piece of junk. What a piece
Oh,
of
really?
junk.
So you've actually done testing. So how did you actually test for that? Does it show up after you like train up the skill? Does it just like magically appear after the skill is trained and after you've already cleared the area, or does it happen on area load? Like what is the scoop with that? Because that's actually super interesting. If that actually does have an impact on that, that would be
the Guild of the Spirit welcomes
honestly surprising to me, because it sounds like the kind of thing that like the old guides would make up as a lie. Right? Where they'd be like, what does this skill even do? I think it makes it so that you get more loot. You can see more stuff on the world map. Like, it sounds like the kind of thing that they would just kind of pull out of their ass. So I'm actually legitimately surprised to hear that, oh no, I actually did testing and it's a real thing.
I don't know.
That's really cool.
I can't identify this.
Interesting. So what happens with Harmondale?
What a piece of junk.
Like, what's the... How does it work with Harmondale? Let's see. Let's put the endurance ring on her, because it'll have the biggest impact. In absolute terms. And... So we have 1,500 out of... How much do we
The
need?
Guild of the Spirit welcomes
Preservation
you.
requires 1,900. Do I need preservation, though? Preservation is good. It's
The
important
Guild of
eventually.
the Body welcomes
I
you.
need cure poison more than I need preservation, though, to be honest. I think I'm going to pick up cure poison instead for now. Do I have enough random crap? I do not have enough random crap that I'm going to be able to sell. I could potentially make some money. Oh, I don't want to sell my eyeball amulets.
I wish I could help.
Eyeball amulets can be enchanted, so I want to keep these around for when I can enchant. Keep these dagger around. Do I want to pick up the alchemy skill and sell some potions? Not yet. I'm not that desperate yet. Let's sell these gems and scrolls. That'll get me enough
Can I help you with anything?
for one of these spells. And we still have quite a ways to go for the other one. We could sell the shield, obviously, but I prefer not to do that.
Thanks.
Oh, that's interesting. So for the Harmondale stuff, you can actually test it just by getting the skill while you're in Harmondale, and then you leave Harmondale and come back, and it shows up. Huh. That's really weird. So that's a very weird interaction. Let's see here. Meditation. Anything else that we need to do? I'm going to pick up Cure Poison. We can't pick up Preservation quite yet. Do we...
The Guild
How
of the
much?
Body
How
welcomes
much do we
you.
need preservation? How much do we really need you preservation?
Ah, new.
Preservation is, I think, pretty important to have eventually. Alright, do we want to murder Hairball? Oh, whoops, I didn't train. Let's go train. That was really close. You know what? We'll just have to see if preservation is still there when we get back. So that's done. We've trained up. We can increase our fire magic skill if we want. We can increase our air magic skill if we want. We can increase both if we want. Sorry. Let's see here. We've got a lot of skills that we can put points into, and I don't know which ones I want to. So for her, we've got meditation up. We've got... I don't know when I get Expert Mace. I think Expert Mace is going to take a while. Body Magic getting an extra point I think makes a lot of sense. This will give me an extra hour. So we're going to do this. It's tempting to actually use the thing for that as well. But we've got 46 spell points. I think we should be okay. And let's see here. We've got her. She can put more points into fire magic if I want, but I'm kind of tempted. The problem is that I don't really have a lot that I don't have anything to
I'm not
identify
sure what it
this.
is.
I don't think I'm going to get this
I don't know.
with the amount of skill points that she has right now. I'm not going to reload for that. That would be a little silly. So, did I pick up the quest for this? I don't think I did.
Do you need medical attention?
And we can save the game. And are we ready to go take out some goblin armies? It's tempting to say yes, but no. I actually need to resolve this situation over here. So I'm going to resolve this situation. So I am going to have to end here for right now. So I hope everyone enjoyed this. I am, in fact, going to be able to clear Harmondale. I just can't do it right this second because I need to deal with this situation because it's getting very warm in here. And I live in a tropical country. And I'm currently trapped in a box of concrete. because my apartment's made out of concrete. So I need to get my AC working again. So that's going to be it for right now. So thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure streaming for today, and next time we will be finishing up Armandale. We are not going to be restarting the game, and I will either be back later today or I will be back tomorrow, probably, assuming that I can pull myself away from Persona and Final Fantasy VII Remake long enough for that to happen. It really depends. My streaming schedule has been really disrupted by the fact that my wife's home. There's, I'm busy all the time doing stuff with her, and so I haven't been streaming as much. I usually stream Monday to Friday, but we'll see when I do it next. My guess is probably there's a decent chance that I'll be back in 30 minutes, and there's a decent chance that I'll be back tomorrow. One of those two things is, I'd say, 80% chance combined. So I'll either be back in just a little bit, or I will be back tomorrow, and then we will murder. Either way, there will definitely be more murder in our future.